Okay, we're back with understanding number 3. Number 4 is going to be the best one. Hey, this is Mike Kollin at crackedfemalecode.com. Buy my book. It is an eye-opening book that will change everything you've ever thought about the opposite sex. That book is really for men. Ladies, I've got a course for you that will help you understand what's going on and what's missing, and it will clarify everything. I'm telling you, I've had 100% of women tell me this finally showed them what was missing, what's missing in all the other courses. It will alleviate a ton of heartbreak, a ton of emotional hurt, and it'll start to heal you because you're going to come from a place of understanding. And you know, that's what I meant in the other video. I think it was the second video of understanding, maybe the first, is a lot of times men will try to love women and do good things for a woman to make her happy. And the woman, she's like, what are you doing? Why? And she thinks you're trying to rip her heart out. She thinks you're doing something really bad, by the way, guys. Ladies, when you understand the way a man thinks from his logical linear brain, the male form of love, then you won't get hurt as much. And you'll understand, like, oh, he's not trying to be a jerk. He's not trying to take a shortcut. That's the way men do it, okay? Take my course, get a couple ladies together. I'll do small groups for you, okay? So, understanding. All right. One thing I've found is that when you come from a place of understanding, of wanting to find out what's going on behind the scenes instead of jumping right on, well, that's not the way I would do it, and that's wrong, you kind of take a step back. You literally take a step back mentally and visually, maybe even physically, to see the bigger picture. Then you're like, oh, okay. That's what my course does for you. So, I was talking to this lady on the phone, acquaintance, someone I just met, and she's, oh, well, this book says this book says that, blah, 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 blah. And I tried to explain some basic things. I said, well, you got to understand that book was written by a woman. So she's actually talking about the way, because the book was about how to get a man to fall in love with you. I said, oh, yeah, I've actually read that book. She's, oh, you have? What do you think about it? I go, oh, well, here's why there's a lot of this confusion out there. That's a female writing a book about men, but she doesn't understand men. Now, you might think, Mike, how can you say that? When I teach this course to women, they're like, holy shit, that makes a lot of sense. Not only does it make a lot of sense, it clarifies everything. You're going to see the two distinct wirings and how men and women are wired in my course. So I said to her, well, as I began to read that book, I realized, oh, she's teaching guys, or excuse me, she's trying to teach women how to attract guys to fall in love, but she actually just wrote a book on how to teach men how to get women to fall in love with them. Because everything she wrote is the same things I teach in my course on how to attract women. And that's why a lot of people are like, well, this doesn't work, and it doesn't, well, yeah. And actually, I'm not going to say what book it is, but in my course, I'll tell you, if you come in the door, actually hire me, I'll tell you what book to read, what to buy, and apply every single technique she wrote to help women attract you, and apply the same thing to women. Because here's what we as humans do, all of us. I think this way, and therefore that's the way it is. And you know what? This is the way men try to attract women, ask a woman out, try to turn her on, try to get her into bed, all that stuff to get her to fall in love. He's doing it the male way, the way his mating system and the way his emotional wiring is wired, like a man. So he sees the world through a male's way, at least in these aspects, and he assumes, well, that's the way she is. And you know what? Nothing, and I mean nothing, could be further from the truth. Let's see, so there's a light kind of in my eye right now. So that's what this course is going to do. It's going to open you up to the other side so you can see it from the female's perspective. And yes, ladies, I'm going to help you see it from the other perspective too. Let me stop it right there for 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. A little bit of an interruption. The light was actually glaring in my eye. So what I was trying to say is I was talking to this lady, and as I started to say, literally, I was in the middle of my third sentence, she just cuts me off and says, oh, that's just like the rest of them. And I just shut up. I thought, well, you know, it's like, she goes, what's your opinion? And I'm like, well, and I say, well, I don't give opinions. And she's like, why? I'm like, what's that going to do for you? That's not about core understandings. All right. I'm going to leave it at that because I've kind of hammered that over the head. There's no reason to go over that anymore. What I did with this lady, to be quite honest with you, is I just shut up and let her talk herself up, talk herself out and say, hey, nice talking to you. Have a good night. Boom, hung up the phone. There's no reason to argue because that's, all she was going to do was argue and argue, argue. It's going to be wasting my time. It's going to be wasting her time. And we'll probably just get pissed off at each other. So the one thing I want to mention is this is not about quick sentences, a quick paragraph, do this. And honestly, if I could teach you a 4-sentence paragraph that could get a woman to fall in love with you, I would. And you know what I would do? I would just charge you $10,000 per person. That's all I would do. And make you sign an ironclad legal document stating you could never, ever, 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 ever teach this again, or I can sue you for $2 million, and on and on and on. But fortunately or unfortunately, that's not really what this is about. That's not what's going to work anyways. The good news is there's more than just one paragraph, because once you begin to understand what's going on between men and women, the dynamics, life becomes fun. Life becomes a blast. That's what this course is about. It makes it fun for you, and it makes it fun for her, because this is what is fun for her. This is what women are waiting for. They're like, why aren't guys doing this internal language? Why aren't they playing this indirect cat and mouse game? There's so many things that women want from you. And when you learn how to do it, and I'm going to say play the game, and I don't mean the game but the way guys think about it. I mean the game the way the woman thinks about it. It becomes fun. It's a fun game. It's literally like a client of mine goes, I'm not going to play this game. And here's the funny thing. After the 5th or 6th session, he picked up on the girl of his dreams. He literally came in and wrote down, I want an Asian girlfriend, this tall, this old, this educated. He literally found her in a matter of weeks, used the techniques, or I should say the communication skills that I taught him, met her, called me back, I'm not going to do this, I don't need it, I don't like playing games, blah, 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 blah. And so what happened was, I said, well, you'll be back. He goes, what do you mean? I go, if you don't continue to do this, she's going to leave you. Sure enough, about a month later, he called me and said, oh, yeah, she left me. I think I have a little more to learn. So I came in, and he goes, well, I don't like playing those games. I'm like, why? He goes, it's mean, it's wrong. I'm like, no, you're misunderstanding. So I went to my closet, and I grabbed Stratego and Risk, the 2 games, and I asked him, have you ever played this game? He goes, no. I go, have you seen it? He goes, well, yeah. I go, do you know the rules? He goes, no. I go, oh, that sucks, man. I guess I got to go find someone else to play this game with me. He goes, what? I go, do you think people like playing this game? He goes, yeah, they're fun, I'm sure. You play Monopoly? He goes, well, of course. Do you like playing Monopoly? He goes, well, yeah. He goes, once I learned how to play it, it became fun. I go, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It's something that triggers our mating system, fills our heart, and gives our mental stimulation. It's a very fun thing. This is Mike Kollin at crackthefemalecode.com. I got one more lesson I'm going to teach here. See you at the next video.